Very good afternoon, my dear students. Welcome back to geography class. According to the reduced syllabus, the natural and man-made disasters, the chapter has been reduced this year. So we will move on to the next chapter, Asia, the largest continent. Asia is the biggest among all the continents in the world. You have been learning from the childhood, from the smaller classes, that is Asia is the largest continent amongst 7 continents in the world, covering approximately 1/3 of the total land area of the earth. That means this total land area means all the 7 continents, which is a land body, land mass. If you merge, if you mix, and if you make as 3 divisions, all the 7 continents together, if you divide as 3 divisions, out of 3 parts, 1 part is covered by Asia and other 6 continents together cover other 2 parts. So 1/3 of the land area is covered by Asia. So that much largest continent in the world. It is known for its great river valley civilizations, natural diversity and vast treasure of resources. Once, just I would like to recall your previous knowledge about river valley, 4 ancient river valley civilizations which had been flourished long back. That is, just you recall, which you have been learned in the previous class history lesson. What were those? The Indus Valley civilization, the Chinese civilization, Egyptian civilization and Mesopotamian civilization. Out of these 4 ancient civilizations, 3, what were those? Except Egyptian civilization, other 3, that is Indus Valley civilization, the Chinese civilization and the Mesopotamian civilization, had been flourished in Asian continent only, except Egyptian civilization. Egyptian civilization had been flourished in Africa. So that much importance it has. Asia is often called the continent of extremes. It consists of many extremes, like what were those? It has the highest mountains and highest plateaus, as well as some of the largest stretches of lowlands in the world. Not only that, it has the coldest as well as some of the hottest places in the world, wettest and some driest, most thickly and thinly populated regions of the world also consists in Asia only. Some of the earliest human civilizations, including those of Indus Valley, Mesopotamia and the Yangtze Valley, all these earliest ancient civilizations originated and flourished in different parts of the Asian continent. These are all unique features of our Asian continent. Where we live. The world's major religions such as Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity and Islam also had their origins in Asia only. These are all unique features of Asia. Next, we will move on to location and its extension, from where to where it extended on the earth, as well as where is it located on the earth. We will see. Just you watch the picture which is provided in front of you on the screen. Very keenly you observe the figure. Asia, the continent which is colored with brown color. Observe, my dear students. It is surrounded by the Indian Ocean in the south. Carefully observe, Indian Ocean in the south, as well as the Pacific Ocean on the east and the Arctic Ocean to the north. This continent, that means 3 sides it is surrounded by water bodies. That is, to the south it has Indian Ocean, to its east it has Pacific Ocean, and it is surrounded by to its north by Arctic Ocean. Coming to its western boundary, the continent of Europe lies to the west of Asia. Its western boundary is bounded by Europe, the continent of Europe. The Ural Mountains, the Ural River and the Caspian Sea form the boundary between Europe and Asia. It is bounded by landmass one side, and other 3 sides it is bounded by water bodies. The narrow isthmus of Suez and the Red Sea links Asia with Africa. Of course, it has link with the Africa also with isthmus. What is meant by isthmus? I have explained you. A small landmass which connects to larger landmasses and which divides to larger water bodies. That is isthmus. These are the location of Asia and its boundaries. Now extension. Where to where it is extended, in the northern hemisphere or in the southern hemisphere or in the western hemisphere or in the eastern hemisphere. Its extension, the continent extends from approximately 10 degrees south to 80 degrees north latitudes. 10 degrees south to 80 degrees north latitudes. Just I would like to recall your previous knowledge, that is how many latitudes are there on the earth, my dear students? 181, including the equator. Equator 0 degrees latitude. Above the equator 90 latitudes in the northern hemisphere and 90 degrees latitudes in the southern hemisphere. 90 plus 90 and 0 degrees total 181 degree number of latitudes are there. Now the extension of this largest continent of Asia lies between below the equator in the southern hemisphere. It starts from 10 degrees southern latitude to in the 80 degrees northern latitude, till in the northern hemisphere till 80 degrees. Got it? Below the equator it starts in the southern hemisphere around 10 degrees south latitude to above the equator in the northern hemisphere till 80 degrees north latitudes. And now we will see the longitudinal extension from 24 degrees east to 169 degrees western latitude. 24 degrees east to 169 degrees, that means in the middle 0 degrees longitude also passes, that is the prime meridian. And in the eastern hemisphere it starts from 24 degrees to in the western hemisphere it extends till 169. So around here, what is it saying? How many longitudes, number of longitudes and latitudes it occupies? Asia spans over 77 degrees of latitudes and then 195 degrees of longitudes. The wide latitudinal extent influences a variety of climatic types from equatorial to Arctic. The continent has the greatest number of time zones owing to its vast longitudinal extension. Since it occupies 8 spans over 77 number of latitudes as well as 195 number of longitudes, because of its vast extension, it has a variety of climatic types starting from equatorial type to till Arctic Ocean, that is polar type climatic types, as well as number of time zones because of its vast longitudinal extension. Due to its vast latitudinal extension, it has variety of climatic types. Due to its vast longitudinal extension, it has a number of time zones. So far we have discussed about unique features of Asia as well as its location and extension. Now we will move on to, for the convenience, since it is a very big and largest continent, for our convenience we have divided this largest continent into 5 divisions, into 5 political divisions. Of course it has been divided as many countries, but again these countries also have been divided based on their direction where they are located. The countries which are located in the eastern side, East Asian countries. Next, the countries which are located in the southeast, they are called as Southeast Asian countries. The countries which are located in the southern side, they are called as South Asian countries. West Asian countries, and finally Central Asian countries. As 5 divisions it has been made because of its largest area. Okay, see the countries of Asia in the political map which is provided in your textbook. There are many countries in Asia. Some of them, such as Russia, China and India, are among the largest countries, with Maldives, Bahrain, Singapore and Lebanon are among the smallest countries in the world. In terms of size, Russia is the largest and Maldives is the smallest country in Asia. Once again, I would like to tell you that which is the largest country in Asia as well as which is the smallest country in Asia. Largest is Russia in terms of area we are speaking. Okay, largest country is Russia and smallest country in Asia is Maldives. Next, now we will discuss about each group of countries which have been divided as 5 groups. First one, East Asian countries. East Asian countries are also referred to as the Far East. These countries include Japan, North Korea, South Korea, China, Hong Kong and Macau, Taiwan and Mongolia. These are the East Asian countries. Please have a glance which we have learnt. Japan, North Korea, South Korea, China, Hong Kong and Macau. Next, Taiwan and Mongolia comes under the East Asian countries. Second group of Asian countries, that is Southeast Asian countries. This group of countries comprise Myanmar, Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, Indonesia, East Timor and the Philippines and Brunei. The Philippines and Brunei, these are the Southeast Asian countries. Next we will move on to South Asian countries. South Asian countries include India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan and Maldives. Next we will move on to Southwest Asian countries, are chiefly known as Middle East countries also. They are Saudi Arabia, Iran and Turkey are the largest countries of this group, which also includes Yemen, Oman, Bahrain, UAE, that is United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Iraq, Jordan, Syria, Israel, Lebanon, Qatar, Georgia, Azerbaijan and Armenia. These are all comes under Southwest Asian countries. Next, the Central Asian countries. The USSR, that is Russia, collapsed and broke into a number of independent republics in 1991. Some of the countries that were formed are in Central Asia. The countries which were broke into small pieces as independent countries and they have joined into Central Asia, formed as Central Asian countries. What were those? These include Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. In this way, my dear students, please do learn different groups of Asian countries and what are the unique features of Asian countries, location of Asia as well as the extension of Asia, and all these things please do learn.